Running Back Nation, what is good? It is I, DJ Eastwood, Running Back Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. I'm here. I want to let you know tonight we are streaming a Sixers roundtable discussion with my dudes Romp, Sean Bernard of Sixers Digest, and RB Philly Take. All four of us will be live on this channel, RB's channel. We'll be all over YouTube, and we're taking live callers too. There's a lot we got to talk about. So make sure you tune in tonight at 8 o'clock. I think we're doing 8 o'clock. Stay tuned to the channel. Keep your notifications on. Stay tuned to the Instagram and Twitter pages for the official time for that. But tune in and join us, man. Let's go. Okay, so last night, obviously, if you missed the post-game live or you were just under a rock like Patrick Starr, Joel Embiid got hurt in the game against the Golden State Warriors. He was playing with an obvious knee injury. He was limping up and down the floor. He couldn't jump. I still can't figure out why he was in the game. And then Jonathan Kuminga landed on his knee in the fourth quarter, and he went out of the game with a hyperextended knee and didn't come back. I've been trying to figure out why he was playing in that game, because if it was up to the medical staff, they said they didn't like what they saw in Denver in his warm-ups, and they held him out the whole game. How in the world could they like what they saw in the first couple of minutes of this game, and let him play? And the narrative that I'm getting, the opinion that I'm getting from most people, is that because there's been so much negative media talk and narratives on the internet, that Joel Embiid felt like he had to prove something to everybody, and that's why he played. And if that's true, that's just absolutely ridiculous and a maturity blunder on Joel Embiid's part specifically. Because you are an NBA superstar, you should not give a flying shit what user 69472 egg emoji, egg profile, or Nikola Jokic profile picture says about you on Twitter. Let's look at some of the biggest reactions on Twitter to Joel Embiid's injury last night. Shout out my guy Sean Bernard of Sixers Digest, and he will be live with us tonight, so tune in once again. Sean Bernard says, it's so frustrating how many legitimate media members and toxic Twitter accounts have poisoned people's thoughts on who Joel Embiid truly is. He's an all-time great talent with legitimate injury concerns that are no fault of his own. Embiid is an outlier for guys his size, and with his injury history, for often he does play. He's improved every year and has reached a level no one thought possible despite the injury issues he has faced. What I'm saying is, see, as a YouTuber, content creator, whatever, podcaster, as the platform gets bigger and bigger, I get more and more haters myself. And I've gotten really good at just saying, when I see a tweet or a response that I think is stupid, I've gotten really good at saying to myself, that's stupid, which means that person is stupid, which means that opinion doesn't matter. Does Joel Embiid actually think these people's opinions matter? Why would that be the case? Why would he think they matter? If that's true, I can't understand it. Also, Twitter specifically is the most negative form of social media. It is its own world. It is not the all-encompassing NBA fan base. That's a problem that we have. People that read Twitter, Facebook, social media every day, you get conditioned to think that this is the opinion of the mainstream NBA media. And it's not. If you go outside and talk to people, a lot of them don't have these opinions because they're not on Twitter every day. these psychos on social media do not represent the entire fan base of the NBA. And if Joel Embiid's reading Twitter all the time, which he probably is, he's been a Twitter troll before. We know he's reading it. If he's reading it, then he's conditioned to think that this is what the NBA world thinks about him, when really it's just a handful of crazies on the internet. But we've reached a new level of social media. If trolls on Twitter just motivated a player to try to play through injury because he's concerned about his alleged reputation. Now, I got to say respect to Swipe a Cam. Obviously, Denver Nuggets content creator, podcaster, Nikola Jokic super fan. Sometimes Joel Embiid shit talker as far as regular season games and how he doesn't perform in the playoffs and things like that. But Swipe a Cam says, I'm actually very angry. I honestly can say that the Philadelphia 76ers organization, not Joel Embiid or the trainers, have completely botched this situation and are putting their franchise player at risk over stupidity. He should have been on the injury report Friday, regardless of what he said. I agree with that. That was the Nuggets game. Before the Spurs game, he should have been out for the foreseeable future. He was healthy in this. He dropped 70 points in the Spurs game. He had a knee injury prior to the Pacer game, and he sustained another injury during the Pacers game, and then they kept him in that game. That's true. At some point, the 76ers leadership, ownership, and front office have to stop enabling this. Even if he's the one pushing to play, he has to sit for a good while. And I think that's where I'm at with it, bro. I think that's where I'm at with it. The takes that I'm also getting is that, well, Joel Embiid's the one that wanted to play. When did we start allowing players to play through injury? When did we start? I thought we were in a load management era where the medical staff had the final say. When did we start allowing players to say, no, yeah, I can't jump and my knee hurts, but I'm going to play? When did we start allowing that? And if that's the case, then why didn't it happen in Denver? Because Joel wanted to play in Denver, right? The medical staff said no, so he had to listen. But now, in the Warriors game, he didn't have to listen to the medical staff? I'm still confused. Somebody help me out. And here it is from Sam Amick of The Athletic. People within the Sixers organization believe Joel Embiid forced himself to play through injuries due to the scrutiny received in recent days. You could see it long before he was hurt against the Warriors. Embiid, who missed Philadelphia's game at Portland on Monday night, looked like a player who pushed himself to play against Golden State because the whole basketball world was screaming in his ear. There are people within the Sixers who are convinced that he played only because of all the scrutiny. Again, if that's true, the Sixers organization is at fault here, and they should have held him out of the game. You should not be letting a player potentially ruin the second half of their career because they're concerned what people are saying on social media. Also, the whole thing is we want Joel Embiid to be healthy for the playoffs. We've been saying that for years. So why the fuck are we sitting out here letting him play injured in regular season games if we want him to be healthy for the playoffs? I'm going to end this video with this because I do feel like there is a large part of the Sixers fan base that is fed up with Joel Embiid and him being injured every season, and they're tired of the same old, here we go again. He's injured again. Whether it's his fault, whether he pushed through injury, whether he was pushing through injury because he cares what people think about him on social media or whatever, he is always injured. And a caller last night on the live show did not hold back on saying his thoughts. And his thoughts were, we need to trade Joel Embiid right now. I'm going to play the call, and I want your thoughts on it. So listen to the call. If you haven't heard it from last night's postgame live, listen to the call, and put your thoughts in the comments. I'm extremely frustrated today. I got nothing else to say.
I just wanted to say a few things. One, I know this is emotional. I know the game just ended, whatever. I think, though, it's going to be a tough pill for Sixer fans to swallow. But no matter what happens, I really do think that the Sixers need to trade Embiid in the offseason. He's not getting any younger. I heard what you were saying. People think he's going to be playing till 37, 30. He's not.
Why would somebody think
probably
that?
Be out. Yeah, he'll be out the league probably by 34. I think it's going to be a real tough pill to swallow. I think you trade him. You get as many assets as you can. I'm not just saying that because the game ended an hour ago, whatever. I'm saying that because this guy has not been healthy. The only time he was healthy in the playoffs was the bubble when we got swept by the Celtics, and it was him and Tobias versus Celtics. I haven't seen this guy healthy at all. Well, it's not going to happen.
No, I mean, I put that out there earlier on Twitter. I said, is Daryl Morey, are these rumors about him wanting to keep the cap space and flexibility in the offseason because he doesn't trust that Joel Embiid's going to be healthy?
It might be. It might be.
If you don't,
I just think you have to do it because our franchise this past 10 years, what have we done? It's an embarrassment. We've botched so many trades, draft picks. If anything, you owe the city a chance, a good team to compete. You have Maxey. You get all those contracts. Tobias, sorry ass, will be out of here. You trade Embiid and you get good young players and you go. It's so sad because Embiid is an all-time great generational player, but the guy is hurt. Every year we go through this cycle of convincing ourselves, we hope and pray, we cross our fingers by playoffs that magically he'll be healthy and blah, blah. It's torture. It's insanity. We do this every year. People don't realize, but it's getting to the point it's not worth it anymore. The guy's great, but it's the same shit all the time. And I just think we have to cut losses. I love him. I really do. But what's the point anymore? The franchise is just going down. People, and honestly, too, I think he's probably going to be out. It looks really – the injury looks bad. It might not be an ACL, but he was already hurt. And I hate that bullshit people on Twitter trying to say, oh, it's a different knee. Get the fuck out of here. We know it's the same injury.
Nick Nurse said it, bro. Nick Nurse said the injury right here, the tweet's on the screen. Nick Nurse said the injury that forced Embiid to leave the game in the fourth quarter was unrelated to the injury that held him out.
And he's starting to piss me off, too. Everything's just pissing me off right now. It's just complete nonsense. They botched it. I don't know how he stayed in the game. I just saw that Twitter reel of him going up for a block. He just fell down. How is he still in the game?
I know. You got to pull him right there. It's insane.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, I was going in and out from the gym. I didn't really watch it. Like I wasn't watching it. But after I saw those two clips, there has to be serious questions for the medical staff. Someone has to be fired. If Josh Harris has any balls in his body, someone has to be fired. Because this is ridiculous. The guy is the MVP, the best player in the league, arguably, and you're risking him for a Golden State game that no one will care about in 4 months. It's just ridiculous. I'm just so pissed off. But ultimately, I know my emotions are high, but I think he needs to be traded.